Hello students, once again I welcome you all in this online class of science, and as you all know we are discussing about the chemicals and chemical changes. Until now we have discussed about the features of physical changes, chemical changes, we have discussed about the crystallization as well as the characteristics of elements, compounds and mixtures. So hopefully now you all are able to differentiate between these three, because this is a very important part of this chapter, the differentiation between the elements, compounds and mixtures. Now in continuity, today I would like to continue with this picture. Look at the picture showing on your screen. Which type of pictures are these? Yes, absolutely. All these pictures, randomly I have arranged them. They all are containing rust. Yes, the reddish brown material on all these things which are shown in these pictures. Now what is that? It's rust. That is the reddish brown solid substance that forms on the surface of metal. Just have a look once again. All these things shown in these pictures are metallic, and this reddish brown material is rust. The chemical name of rust is hydrated iron oxide, as it is a combination of water and atmosphere, that is the air in the atmosphere. Now when iron is exposed to moist air for a long time, it acquires a coating of a brown flaky substance. This substance is rust. You must have seen this around and on the objects in your house even, right? The iron, the metallic ones. So that is rust. Now you can answer if you see that near or around or in your house. You can tell your adults that, oh, this is rust and these are the conditions for this. Okay, now you'll be able to answer. Now this process, the rusting, it requires two things: air, that is oxygen. Okay, the oxygen as well as the moisture. Right. Now there is an activity which will explain this rusting in a better way. It is also given in your book, and I am explaining you this activity by these pictures. What we have to do is we have to take three test tubes: test tube A, test tube B and test tube C, and we will take a few shiny iron nails in these three test tubes. Now next thing, we'll pour some tap water into the test tube A and we close it with a cord, the test tube A. Pour some tap water. Now in test tube B, we'll pour some boiled water into the test tube B. Then we top it with layer of wax and cover the test tube with cork. So what is there in first test tube? Tap water. Second test tube, the boiled water. Now the third test tube. Third test tube, we take anhydrous calcium chloride. It's there in the lab. I'll show you when you people will come to the school. And mix with some pieces of cotton in test tube C. And then again we cover it with the cork. So now we have test tube A with tap water, test tube B with boiled water and test tube C with anhydrous calcium chloride. And firstly we have kept some shiny iron nails. Okay, don't take rusted ones, shining ones, new ones. Ask your parents to give new ones. Now we leave these test tubes for about a week. Now what happens is, in test tube A, that is the tap water, the rusting of iron takes place. Means the tap water, it contains both dissolved air. So both the air and water, the conditions are there, so rusting happens. Got it? Now test tube B, there is no rusting. Why so? Because the dissolved air, the boiled one, the dissolved air is removed when the water is heated. And what we have taken in test tube B? We have taken boiled water. Correct? So that's why the dissolved air is removed. So now conditions are not fulfilled. That's why there is no rusting in test tube B. Now test tube C, again no rusting. Why so? Because the calcium chloride, it absorbs all the moisture, and we know the conditions for rusting: moisture and air. So air is there but moisture is not there, because the calcium chloride, it is absorbing all the moisture. So again there is no rusting. So out of these three, rusting is there only in test tube A. When you people will come to school, we'll do this activity in the lab. Okay. So that was the activity explaining the rusting and the conditions responsible for rusting. Got it? Now the next thing which I would like to tell you is the reaction between copper sulfate solution and iron nails. What will happen if we keep some iron nails in copper sulfate solution that is bluish in color? After some time we will see the solution becomes green and the nails become yellowish. Why? Because copper gets coated on the iron nails, right? That is the reaction between copper sulfate and iron. Okay students, so now just go through these topics in your book, that is the rusting as well as the reaction of copper sulfate on iron nails. Go through that activity also, write the observations yourselves in the book and complete the notebook work too. Till the next time, keep reading science, keep updating, keep revising for your term 1. Thank you and have a great day.